Hello, my name is Shamika Smith, and I serve as the executive director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. We're on a mission of ending fatherless generations by preparing males for entrepreneurship, empowerment, enrollment, enlistment, and employment. Under the umbrella of empowerment, we have launched our broadcast, Teaching Boys and Raising Sons. Just a second, let me pull that up. Teaching Boys and Raising Sons. And so I am truly excited to have with us on this day, Luanne Walker. So welcome to the broadcast, Luanne.
Hey, thank you very kindly for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
I'm glad to have you. So Mr. Walker is going to tell us a little bit about himself, a little about his background, and then we'll get started on our topic today, which is what is manhood? What is manhood? Take it away, Luanne.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. So I am Luanne Walker. I am a native of Tallahassee, Florida. I've resided in North Carolina for the past almost 14 years. And during that time period, I worked primarily with the youth. I began primarily in the mental health field for about 7 years, residential supervisor, day treatment, intensive in-home, community support. I transitioned from there to work within the school system. With communities in school as a graduation coach. I am currently an educator or teacher at Rocky Mount Middle School, where I teach social studies. So again, all of my graduation from high school has been more of with the youth.
Excellent, excellent. So can you tell us, or how do you actually define manhood?
That's such a beautiful question, and it's one that can seem to sometimes vary depending on who you ask. But as I understand it, manhood is defined as being able to protect, provide, and produce. Now, to elaborate somewhat on those, providing, we often have the mentality that it's all about finances. But sometimes I ask the question is, would you rather have your parent, or primarily speaking of fathers, there to be at your graduation or to give you money? Money is important and economics is important. That's not to take it away from it. But the reality of the situation is being able to provide support, being able to provide a place of security and a sense of love, of a place where someone can actually give you some insight of what life is about. Producing. And the example I give sometimes is like a manufacturer. So you have a car and you have all the parts that actually produce the car itself. So my favorite quote of all time is James Baldwin: "For these are all our children, we will either profit from or pay for whatever they become." So in that production piece, being able to provide and produce quality young men.
I love that. I love, make sure I got it. Protect, provide, and also produce.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love that. I love that. So can you tell us roughly 3 to 5 characteristics of what it means to be a man? So I love the overview, but can you kind of, some of our audience members comes from various backgrounds. So what are like 3 to 5 characteristics of being a man?
Loyalty, of course. And loyalty has a way of being impeccable in your word, loyal to what you say and what you do. So loyalty is primarily a very important one. Responsibility, and I know that can go male and female, but men are often judged by how responsible they are or the lack of responsibility that they provide. And just being willing in a sense of vulnerability. I know you don't associate that with manhood, but that's one of those characteristics that we don't oftentimes get to express and show. It's the human nature of us that we don't often have. So I would say those 3 fit within characteristics of manhood.
I love it. The vulnerability, the responsibility, and the loyalty.
That's correct. Yes, yes, that's correct. Yes, yes.
So, based on your background, as you go about coaching young boys, let's look at a couple of areas. So, if we're looking at coaching young boys in the area of mental development, can you tell us some things of how you've been able to coach young boys in that area?
It's confidence, so having them in a sense to believe in themselves, and more importantly, giving them a platform to kind of speak to what they're thinking mentally. So yeah, just providing them with the belief within themselves and to let them know that they're unique. And I think the mental aspect, because everything starts mental. What you think mentally manifests itself physically. So once you have your mental idea of who you are and what you can provide, it produces itself through the physical form. So yeah, a lot of mental and working in the mental health field. It was really, in a sense, trying to get young males to rethink how they have been taught or how they have been programmed to think. So it's a lot of reprogramming, but that reprogramming, in a sense, just to get them to have a belief in themselves.
I love that. So once you deal with the mental piece, I heard you talk about physical. So what are some things? How do you prepare them from a physical perspective?
Well, this day and age, the new saying is self-care. So the self-care part, eating right, exercising, and I don't mean to be so typical, but these are common things that in this day and age with the teenagers. And I don't like to speak generationally, but I have to speak to what it is. In my generation and generations prior to that, we were always outside. The concept of come home before the street lights come on, and I remember just kind of coming home from school and getting out of my quote unquote school clothes and school shoes, to put on my play clothes and play shoes. With this generation nowadays, it's more of video games. And what's so different is the video games are mostly played virtually. I used to actually have to go to a friend's house and play the video game. So again, I'm speaking of the physical in a sense of activity, in improving your overall body just in general, knowing what you're putting in your body, knowing and understanding. I'm a former athlete, and that's very hard to say former. But being a former athlete, the thing I had to understand is my body. So the best example that I can give for myself and for you, Ms. Smith, as a woman, a perfume might smell good on you, but it might not smell good on the other person. So what works for my body, it might not work well for your body. So again, knowing what fits best for you. And some people have, different hereditary diseases or situations, diabetics, so your outline of what you eat has to be attributed to what your body type is. So just really in terms of the physical, knowing your body is the best advice that I give to all males. And once you know what works for your body, again, going back to the cologne piece, once you know what cologne fits you, hey, you can wear that comfortably, but it might not smell good on you because it smells good on me, but it's what works for your body.
I love that. So knowing your body is going to be critical and key as young men begin to develop accordingly.
Absolutely. Smith, and I hope that you have had the opportunity to enjoy our broadcast. I hope that you've walked away with
nuggets of wisdom, leadership components, and things that you could implement, whether it be in your family or whether it be in your learning environment or your teaching environment or whatever the case may be. Our hope and our prayer is that you walked away with something that is very tangible that you can use immediately. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, take a moment and share it with others so that we can continue to spread the word of how we are utilizing the component of empowerment through our broadcast, teaching boys and raising sons, so that others can be empowered as we all walk in this thing called life together. Also, if you are looking to donate to an organization, please consider us. We are a 501c3 organization, and so all donations are tax deductible. Once again, if you are looking for an opportunity to give in order for us to continue this broadcast, visit our website, also listed below, but also take a moment to just donate or share or let individuals know of the great work that we're doing under our broadcast, teaching boys and raising sons. We are so honored and privileged that you have taken time out of your day. We know we are all busy. And we are so excited that you have taken time out of your day to come and learn a leadership nugget, a word of wisdom, or something that we hope that will encourage you on your journey. Once again, I am Shamika Smith. I serve as the Executive Director and founder of the Brotherhood of Excellence Academy. Again, visit our website located at the bottom of your screen, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.